Imagine someone hands you a shuffle deck of cards and says, show me something, which happens a lot. You don't have your own deck, you didn't prepare anything, you don't have anything set up, and yet you're able to predict their exact freely selected cards. A random person comes up to you with a somewhat shuffled deck and asks you to do a magic trick. Now, of course, their shuffling skills may not be up to par with yours, so maybe they're doing some weird kind of shuffling like this, where they're throwing cards around, hoping to do their best, kind of like a kid who's like, wow, look what I did, and you're like, wow, good job, Timmy. But you know, you can always take the deck back and give it a real shuffle if you'd like. But the point is, they shuffled the deck in the beginning, so it's practically all lost anyway. So once the deck has been shuffled, since they're asking something of you to perform some magic, you're going to ask them to give you a business card, right? So here we go. Here it is. As you can see here, it says, is it focusing? Business. There we go. Business. What type of business? Nanya. All right. So we have this business card right over here. We need something to write on. Write with. Right. We have a pencil right over here. You borrow this from them. Now, the deck has been shuffled up by the spectator. If you want to shuffle, you can shuffle up the deck as well. You're going to take this now and write a prediction down. So I'm going to write a prediction. And actually, I'm going to write two predictions down. I'm going to say, let's see. And this of okay. So I've written a prediction down on this piece of paper. Now, to make this even more fun, I'm not going to show you what the prediction is yet, but I've written a prediction down. To make this even more fun, I want you to take the card, put it wherever you want, right? So wherever you want, you can actually like physically insert it wherever you want. Let's just say, you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's say over here. We're gonna take the card and put it between these two cards. Now, just to be fair, that I'm not duplicating anything, I want you to take your business card and sign it. So let's just say, there we go. My name is Leno, and I have signed that card there somewhere on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but it's signed somewhere on the bottom. And we place it into the center of the deck. Now, quickly to recap, we don't need this pen anymore. Quickly to recap, the deck was supplied by you and shuffled by you. You also gave me a business card. You gave me a writing utensil. All I did was write my prediction down, and you placed the card wherever you wanted. So you can see you placed the card right over here. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to turn this card over just to show you that I actually did write down some predictions on the back. I don't want to show you exactly what those predictions are yet, but I did write those predictions down on the back of the card. And if we give it a second, snap. Right, hopefully that worked. I'm going to take this now, turn it face up, and the business card is over here. I'm going to remove the rest. You can see the business card is right there. I wish you could see it better, but I'm going to take this out of the way, take this out of the way. It's in between two cards. Put the rest of the cards off to the side. Now, just these two cards put off to the side here. The first card is the Two of Spades. Pretty cool design, Two of Spades. The second card is the King of Hearts. So we have Two of Spades and King of Hearts. The prediction that I wrote down on the back of this card, on this business card, which is Nanya. Move this out of the way. You ready for this? Ready for this? The Two of Spades and the King of Hearts. Let's go. What are we doing here today? Right, I'm telling you what you need when you're unprepared and someone asks you to do some magic. Maybe nowadays they don't have a business card, but you can grab a piece of paper and a pen from somewhere and use it to the same effect. Now let's break this down, because the secret isn't just the method, it's a structure you build to sell the effect. Now, grab your deck and let's do it. Some additional background on this effect. This is known as business card prophecy, of course, because we use a business card to prophesize what's going to happen. Now, to start, of course, you can have a borrowed shuffled deck that's completely free. Ideally, you'd want a business card or a piece of paper and, of course, something to write with. Now, what you need to begin, you grab a deck of cards from the spectator. You need to memorize the top and bottom cards. Man, that is... What? Look at that. What the? But you memorize the top and bottom cards. There are many ways that you could do this. I think the best way is to memorize the bottom card, in this case, Four of Hearts. That's the first card you're memorizing. You do an overhand shuffle now. So you shuffle to the point where you have just one card remaining in your right or dominant hand. Throw that on top of the deck. So now the 4 heart is controlled to the top. Then you just have to memorize the bottom card again, which in this case is the ace of spades. But you could do it using whatever method you want. If you want to just take a peek at the bottom card, do like a dribble so you can take a peek at the top card. Whatever you're more comfortable with, that's what you should go with. So our predictions are going to be 4 of hearts and ace of spades. Knowing that, you can give the deck another couple of false cuts if you'd like. But once you finalize the deck, you do not want it mixed up again. You ask the spectator for a business card. And as you can see, my small business card, let me bring this closer. My small business card, pretty nifty. You're gonna ask the spectator, of course, for the business card, and then you're gonna write down your predictions on the back. So of course, I would write down, what are the 2 predictions? 4 of hearts. So I just like to do a 4 and draw a heart. If you're not good at drawing, that's completely okay. But there should be no way that they have the even possibility of misinterpreting what you're writing. So I drew a 4 of hearts, and then what was the other one? Ace of spades. Now it's funny because I've been doing this a long time, and yet I'm still not great at doing it. Actually, you know what? 4 of hearts and ace of spades. That's the prediction I wrote down on the back of the business card. Then you have a spectator pick out any position in the deck. Let's just say this one. Have them put their business card there, and they're going to sign it. So sign here, and then they sign there. Life is good. They leave it there, take the rest of the deck and put it on top. Now I like to put the deck down and do a recap, because this is going to build structure. This is going to build a bit of a time delay into everything that just happened. So you're first going to recap that this was a completely borrowed deck, completely shuffled by the spectator, and they give you the business card, they give you the pen, they signed it. All you did was predict where they were going to predict where they were going to put the card by guessing what 2 cards they're going to pick. And then they placed it somewhere in the center of the deck, completely their choosing, as fair as possible. And just to show them proof that that's still there, you spread to where the card is, which is here, small business, right? Small business card. And this is where the tricky move happens, which you do very casually, very openly. What happened? Sorry, I died there for a second. But as you do that very casually, very openly, you show that this is their signed card. You're going to tell them that you have it actually written. You wrote down the predictions, and just to prove it, you turn this over. As you turn this over, you're going to put it on, this is the original top half of the deck, right? Because we spread through and we stopped wherever that card was. This is the top half of the deck. This is the what is this? 4 of hearts. 4 of hearts is on top of the deck right now. So you actually turn this onto this deck here, right? This top packet here, and say, look, I actually did write something down. Give them a quick peek or quick glimpse at it. And then you're like, but I want to cover that up just so that you don't see it just yet. And then put the deck face up on the table. From here, I like to kind of clean up again, just build a little bit of a time delay. This way they don't really have a chance to think about what's going on, what's happening, if you're constantly talking or doing some actions, right? From here, I like to take it, again, the cards are face up, spread through everything, find where their card is. Now this is a small business card, the other one was bigger, so it's easier to find. Let me try that, let me do that again one more time. There we go, do that spread. By the way, these cards are beautiful, by the way. You can see my small business card is right here between the 4 of hearts and the ace of spades. Of course, spectator doesn't know that yet. I really do a small build of the reveal. Be like, okay, ace of spades, 4 of hearts, pulling this card out. Let them pull it out, and they do the reveal, showing it's 4 of hearts and the ace of spades. They will be blown away. Key is going to be being very confident in that turnover and placement, and then closing it over. If you build the effect otherwise, it's going to work super well. So next time someone asks you to perform something with the borrowed deck, you got them. A huge shout out to all my Underground Club members, and thank you, love you, see you soon.